Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is my very first ride and rank. And in these videos, it's just a top 5 list. So, what better way to start? What more appropriate way to start than with a top 5 motorcycles in video games? Or I suppose you can just call it, like top 5 video games with motorcycles in them. Whatever you really want to do, that's up to you. Number 5, Full Throttle. Full Throttle is a PC game from the 90s. I barely remember it, but just a few years ago, they put out the remaster. It's one of the old LucasArts adventure games, and it's got updated graphics now. I'll be completely honest with you guys, totally blunt here. I don't know a ton about the game, but it's literally a game about being in a motorcycle gang, rallying your motorcycle gang after it's been framed for something, and getting them to do, or you yourself going out and doing what you can to right the wrongs and give yourselves a positive reputation, all while being just a motorcycling badass. So of course it had to make the list. Number 4, we've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Listen, say what you want about Mario Kart, the entire franchise, Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. Doesn't matter to me. I am a fan. I will play those games until I die. And being on the motorcycles in the Mario Kart 8 games makes you way more nimble than most of your opponents. You literally have like a smaller hitbox. The battle mode that's like cops versus robbers and the coin challenges or whatever they're called, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I freaking love those. And I love being Luigi on a motorcycle, just getting away from everybody else, being just a squirrely little scoundrel. So of course it had to be on my list. It had to be, speaking of squirrels. Alright. It had to be on my list. Up to another back here. Let's pull off the side road. Number 3 on my list, number 3 is Road Rash. It's a classic motorcycling game series that I had. I think I had it on the Commodore. Did it come out on the Commodore? I had very similar racing games on the Commodore. I know I had a version of it on the PC. I think it's most well known for being on the Sega Genesis though. And Road Rash is just an amazing, ridiculous, over-the-top game where you race your way to first place on a motorcycle while beating your opponents with whips, chains, fists, baseball bats, just about whatever you can come up with. Sometimes you kick at them, I've seen all kinds of stuff. All you're trying to do is get your opponents out of the way. Now that's not something I'm about to do with this group of guys I'm just riding up on. But it's a ridiculously fun game that combines combat with motorcycling and racing, trying to get into first place. It's just ridiculous. The graphics might remind you of something like Outrun or the old Test Drive, games of that nature, but it's just so much fun. Number 2 on my list. What list of motorcycle video games do we complete without Excitebike? You gotta have the classic. Now Excitebike might be a side scroller, but you can still get a feel of speed from the game in some ways. The controls are very basic. I get it, it's an NES title, but still you can hammer down, I'm pretty sure it's the A button, to go even faster than you can already go. Now, that puts the bike at the risk of overheating. It's a fun dirt bike game. You can design your own tracks. I spent 1,000,000 hours doing it as a kid. It's so much fun. And if you want to take it a step further, make it even more interesting, all you got to do is attach a Game Genie to your Nintendo. Get this. With the Game Genie, you can disable overheating and you can turn on like super jumps. Super jumping in Excite Bike is ridiculous. You get crazy air. It's not quite like having the moon jump in Mario or anything. It's not the same floatiness, but you get crazy air, and you can even go through the top of the screen and reappear out of the bottom. You just pop through. You pop through. It's ridiculous, and I love it. And it's my entire childhood defined by one game with a Game Genie. It's so much fun. And the #1 motorcycle in gaming, in my opinion, has got to be Mr. Grimm from the Twisted Metal franchise. Twisted Metal is a game that is famous for its twisted endings, and in each of the games, Mr. Grimm's is probably one of the more twisted. It gets weirder and weirder, and I friggin' love Mr. Grimm. Once again, similar to Mario Kart, I'm pretty sure Mr. Grimm has a smaller hitbox, making him a wonderful character to play as in the game if you want to stay alive a little longer. Maybe you're not so good at it, but hey, all you gotta do is avoid everybody else until you can take out the last couple remaining bad guys. I guess everybody's a bad guy in that game. I guess they're just competitors. It's Twisted Metal, right? And so there you have it. It's my top 5 motorcycles in gaming. Maybe you agree with my list. Probably you don't. That's okay. Leave a comment down below. Tell me tell me who I missed. I'm sure there's some great ones that I missed. Things that come to mind are even like Ninja Gaiden, or is it Ninja Gaiden 2? One of the ones on the Xbox or Xbox 360, somewhere in that era. I'm pretty sure some pretty awesome stuff happened and ridiculous stuff happened on a motorcycle in one of those games. But I really hope you enjoyed the initial ride and rank video. Please give it a like if you did. Tell me if you didn't. I need to know stuff like this. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care of yourself. I'm gonna get some gas.